What is up, everyone? DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel. Today I have a really good one. We're going to talk about some weird but useful tech. We're going to get into all kinds of items here. I bought a lot of items that I probably shouldn't buy. So I'm probably going to have to do this in a 2-episode video so I can get all these items in. We're going to talk about probably 3 or 4 today, and then I'll have probably another 3 or 4 on the next video. They're cool. Inexpensive, useful little techs that you could use for different little jobs, but I thought them for the most part useful. Some of the accessories or something might not be, but we're going to get all into it today. So thank you so much for tuning in, DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. If you've never tuned into my channels, just know I'm here to do reviews, tutorials. I'm just here to help do that research for you so you don't have to. Give it to you as easy as possible and leave some links in case you're interested in some of the products that we talk about. So thank you so much to everybody who's liked, subscribed, and shared. Anybody that hasn't, if you're watching the video, please think about subscribing, or sharing, and let's continue to grow the Martini Nation. We're about to reach 5,000 subscribers, and that's all because of you guys, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just here to help and, you know, show you some items and give you some information about them. So if I can do that and it helps a person out there, then I'm doing my job. So thank you so much for allowing me to be able to do this on YouTube. So let's continue into the video and start talking about this weird but useful tech. All right, so first we're going to start off with this small little item. It is from the Yanzi, and it's Y-A-N-Z-I-E. And like I said, all these items, I will leave some reference links in the description so you can check them out and you know, do what you do. All right, so this comes in a little package like this, and it's just this little piece, almost looks like a little makeup case. It does have this little stand on the back, but that is not the most useful part of this item. So I'm just gonna show you there. It's on the table. It's probably made to be a little phone stand for you, but phones are probably heavier than this little MP3 player, and that's not really going to work for you on most surfaces. So not very useful on that, but the most useful part of this is what is inside. And you get this nice little mirror you're able to use right here. So, you know, you can always use a mirror for something, you know, check out to see who's behind you, use it as a little spy mirror, use it to do your makeup, use it to see how you're looking for the day. But all these other accessories are very, very, very cool. So it does have a little tool for you to be able to take out your SIM card. It has a USB Type-C cable, so both sides, USB Type-C right here. And it has, it's a smaller cable. It's probably only like 4 to 5 inches, but cool to have a little charging cable available to you at all time in case you forget one. You can have this in your backpack, in your purse, in your car, in your glove compartment, and you have some extra adapters, extra cables that you always have. Very cool. So it has a lightning cable to USB Type-C, has a micro to USB Type-C cable, and my favorite, it has just the regular USB to USB Type-C, which I use a lot. I find myself using it on laptops and all kinds of things like that. This is probably the most valuable, in my opinion, in this case, along with the little charging cable as well. Now, I have a micro SD card in storage here, but it does not come with a micro SD card, so I just want to point that out. It does not come with a micro SD card, but I do want to display that you can store them in here, and you can also store some nano SIM cards in here, and actually has 2 slots for those types of cards. So if you want to, if you have some extra SIM cards that you want to put in there for your phones or things like that, you can do that as well. So this is a cool little case for $6.50. I thought that was an extreme value, because if you try to price cables and adapters like this, you're going to go over $6.50. So cool little case, very portable. You can store this in your pocket, a bag, wherever you want to go, in your glove compartment, somewhere in your car. Have it at your desk in case you need some kind of adapter. Yes, cool little piece of tech that's relatively inexpensive. So I want to start out with that guy because he's inexpensive and pretty cool to have. So something I like having around, and I've used those adapters before. So cool to have. All right, the next piece of tech that we want to get into is randomly weird, but very good for the summer. And it's this PALONE electric fly swatter, the 4000 bug zapper, 2-in-1 indoor fly swatter basically. But you've seen these before, they've had them at stores, little electric bug zappers. Now I wanted to show you this bad boy in action, but I don't want to hurt any flies in this video because that might offend somebody out there. So just know that that's what it's made for. It does zap some bugs and it does a pretty good job at it. So if you've ever heard a bug zapper, that's pretty much what it sounds like when you hit a mosquito or fly, and it's going to knock them down pretty quick. And I do like that about it. So very, very cool. Now this is 2-in-1 because it's supposed to be actually, you know, like a bug zapper with the UV lights. Now it's pretty cool, looks cool, but in my opinion, it's just more like purple lights, and it doesn't really attract anything in my opinion. I've had this set up many times and it just really didn't attract anything. Now I haven't used it outside a lot. I used it more in my house to get those annoying flies that sneak into your house, or maybe a mosquito or two that sneak into your house, and it's worked great for that. So my son loves using this to use as a fly swatter. Very, very cool. So it does have this mode right here where you're able to put it into its little hub. It does have this charging hub. I'll show you that in a second. And you can just put it in the hub like so, and it just can sit wherever you want. You can put it on you can put it on the dining table as a nice little light for yourself, or you know, wherever you want it. But it does have that little hub which you can plug in and you can charge it because it is chargeable. Now you see, you can see the little green lights right there, and that is also a charging bar. So the less lights that you have, the less charge you have. It lasts about probably 4 to 6 hours on a charge if you just were to leave it on like this and let it try to attract some flies or whatever. But my favorite mode is just the normal mode. You can turn the lights off, and then you can see that the power light is still on, but this little button allows you, and it turns red. So if you're just using it like a regular fly swatter, you can use it like that. I wouldn't bang it against anything because it is plastic and fragile in my opinion. But when you hit that fly, if you just hold it like a tennis racket and hit the button at the same time, you're going to be in electrified mode, ready to get those flies. So very, very cool there, very easy to use. Now, if you have it in this mode here, it is always on. So just know that you can use it like this too, and then you don't have to worry about hitting that button. So you can use it like this to hit the flies, and then you don't have to hit the button. So another option there. And then it does have a switch for this mode right here. The middle is the mode to use the button, and then on the bottom is off. So I just want to show you real quick that you can charge it here, and you can see those lights flashing when you do charge it. You can see them blinking right there. So I do like that it has a little charge hub. It doesn't take batteries, and you have to charge it using the USB. Now, it does not come with a little wall plug, but you can use, you know, mostly any kind of plugs out there. So you can plug it into the wall and give it a charge. So it will work with that. So the price tag on this weird tech is $22.99. It's a little bit up there, $20, but pretty cool. It works. It does take care of flies for you and mosquitoes and any little bugs that you want to zap. And so for what it's used for as a fly swatter, yes, it does work. You do have to hit them in the air, and it zaps them pretty good. For the stationary mode, where it has your UV lights, or more, like I said, your purple lights, doesn't work as good in my opinion. It doesn't really attract much, and I don't think it works very, very well that way. But as just, you know, swinging it to hit some of those flies out there, yeah, it's going to work. So useful tech, absolutely. Best tech out there, not exactly, but like I said, for the price point, 20 bucks, I was okay with it. I like that it's rechargeable, and some of those extra features that you get, being able to charge it up, last too long. You can just like let it sit with the light on too, and then it's ready to go whenever you need it. So cool little tech there. All right, the next thing we want to go to is, now I was really weirded to get this because there's so many horrible reviews on this item on most of these items. Nobody really likes them, but I definitely wanted to try it out myself. I always just like to go ahead and try it out myself and then bring it to you and let you know yay or nay. 14-inch curved screen phone screen amplifier is what this one is calling it. And there's no company name on this at all, but I will leave the link for this particular one that I have. Basically a screen magnifier is what I would call it. And like I said, these get so much bad reviews. So now I think it would depend, it does depend on a few things. Now, the actual item itself is nothing special. It's plastic. You can see that it's almost just like a big magnifying glass in the camera. Now, I do like this one because it does have a little bit of tension. It just doesn't like fall down, but I don't know if all of them are like that. But you can see how it's just like a big magnifying glass right there. And then on the back side, you have this extended piece of plastic. Now you can extend this farther. It does extend a little bit. And I'm going to tell you right now, the farther you extend this, the better it's going to work for you. And it has this little holder, and it does have some little like suction cups on it to be able to hold your phone there. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. There we go. Suction cups on the back here. This one does fall down pretty easy. There's no tension on this whatsoever. It does have some little indentions to hold your phone, but most phone cases are going to be bigger than these indentions. And so just to let you know that. But we're going to go ahead and show you how this works. You know, this tech is flawed for sure because you definitely have to do some adjustments to be able to see it correctly. Now, it does work, and I see some people probably with some vision issues and things like that. It's going to be really, really blurry to some people and those types of things. But for the most part, it does kind of work. And so on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well it works, I'd probably be at about bordering on a 6. So it does work, but I could see a lot of people having issues with it because you do have to get it at the right angle, the right viewing angle, and things like that. And so I'll give you some tips on how to get this to work. So you see it behind me, and my phone is in there right now, but you can't see it from this viewing angle. So I want to show you. So it is adjusted now. There you go. So you can see that my phone is filling that whole screen right now, and you have to make sure that your phone is as back as far as possible that it allows you to do that. And so you can see that that's one of my older videos on there, and that's kind of the way it looks. So you can see it in there. It's not the clearest because, like I said, it's got that magnifying look to it, but it is usable. And like I said, you can't see it. It is magnifying the screen just like it's saying it, but you have to find the correct viewing angle. And I will say the farther back you are, the better it works. But I can sit at my desk here. You can see my desk here, and I actually can set it on the back part where I have this box, and I can view it while I'm at my desk. It's no problem, but I do have to kind of I will say that you will have to adjust this screen to where you are, and you notice I have it kind of hunched on a box right here. Now if I will drop this down, you can kind of see it better if you were but you notice that, you know, now it's only showing a little bit of it to get the right viewing angle right there. Like I said, there's the right viewing angle. And so you definitely have to move things around to be able to get it. So I just want to show you real quick on the back side of this. There's my phone. It is in there. That suction cup was really holding on my phone there, and you see it's extended as far as possible. I can extend it shorter or farther, but like I said, the farther you get it back, the better. See, because if you don't, then notice you can see my phone and it's not taking up all the space of the screen. Now, in my opinion, I think the smaller versions of this would work better. So if you only picked up maybe a 10-inch magnifier or maybe a 12-inch magnifier, it might fill in the phone better because you can have that phone closer and it's going to blow up that phone a little bit more. So if you have that phone is what iPhones, I think they're like a 6.1-inch screen, and so if you're blowing it up to a 10-inch screen, it's just going to be able to be closer and still take up that screen. This is a 14-inch screen, and so you really have to have that phone back as far as possible to get as much screen as possible filled in. And like I said, then you still have to worry about getting it at the right viewing angle. So you can see that my phone shut off there, and you can still see it in there, but you can see that it is kind of blurry at that viewing angle. So, does it work? In my opinion, yes, it does. It does work. And so it could be a valuable piece of tech just to have. It is kind of fun to use. Like I said, I have used it. Like I said, I set it back on my desk and I can set my phone in there and watch some side videos. But you know, when you have multiple monitors anyways, I don't think you really need it. But it is a cool piece of tech that you could use other places. Like, I think if you had like a bar set up and you wanted to throw your phone in there and watch some sports while you're sitting at your bar, or watch a separate game, instead of just watching it on your phone, you wanted to make it a little bit bigger, that would be a great option for that. Or, you know, sitting at home and you want to watch an extra game on the side, you can blow up that screen a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, just enough for you to view the action of what's going on and things like that. This could be useful for things like that. But it does take a little bit work. It does require you to find that perfect viewing angle. But my tips, like I said, get that phone back as far as possible. You're going to be able to fill that screen in. Definitely. Like I said, my phone is hanging in there. You can see my phone in there. Right there. Get that correct viewing angle, and you can see the more you adjust this, the different viewing angles you can get. You're going to have to tilt it the right way as well. You can see my phone in there. But it definitely magnifies it, and you can definitely see that you can't see it. Now, there is some distortion there, like I said, because of the magnifying screen, so a lot of people won't appreciate that. But it is good enough to see what you're looking at in there. So also, you can use it as like a magnifier. You know, you can use it in there and you can magnify some of the words on there to be able to see and read things a little bit better, because it is basically like a magnifying glass a little bit. Like I said, it does work. It's not perfect. It does take some work and for you to appreciate moving things around a little bit to check that out. It does work. It's not super expensive. I think I got this one for $11. It was really inexpensive. There are some that are more expensive, but they are all pretty much the same. So don't get swindled in buying anything super expensive, because you're not going to be getting anything really different, in my opinion, than something like this. So does it work? Yes. Does it take some adjustment to be able to do it? Yes. So and will it work for everybody via their vision and what they think of how they want to watch their phone through something like this? No, it's not going to work for everybody, but for the most part, I think it does work. It can work for me. I'm okay with it. And like I said, cheaper is better on this one, because I believe the quality on some of the other ones are all pretty much the same, and you're going to be getting about the same thing through all of them, in my opinion. So just to let you know, on the 14-inch HD curved phone screen amplifier, you're not going to be getting any kind of HD, in my opinion, but it is a screen magnifier and it does work. All right, let's get to the next item. The last item I want to talk about in weird but useful items is an air duster. Now, that's not the craziest tech out there, but it is useful, and I have used it a lot since I've had it. I've had it for about a month, and like I said, I really wanted to test it because I don't want to have to buy these anymore. These little cans of compressed air, because they're kind of expensive. They're between what, $4 to $8 these days. So they're kind of expensive, especially if you buy a bunch of them all the time, because you're using them all the time to clean off your electronics. Now you can get like this little air duster right here that I have in my hand from the Maxisola company. I will leave a link for this one, because there's all kinds of replicas and different companies that make these, and they are in the range between $30 to $60. And the reviews on these are so crazy, like different. You know, some of them say they're horrible and they don't work and all. So I really wanted to test this for at least a month before I brought it to you. So I have done that. I've used it at least a dozen times. Run it about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not running this a long time. So if you have to use any of these a long time, I would not recommend that, because they are going to get, this one doesn't get hot, super hot, but it will get a little bit warm. But I don't run it that long. I don't know who's running these for like 10 minutes at a time. I don't know why you would need to do that, but that's just my opinion. So I'm only using it for like 3 to 5 minutes to clean off my desk area, or something around my electronics, my receiver, get the dust off of it, things like that. And I'm not using them for a long time, so I don't know exactly how long the battery lasts. I'll tell you that right off the bat. But I do know it takes about 2 to 3 hours to charge if it's a completely dead battery. If not, it takes about half hour to an hour to charge if it's only like a bar down. So it does take a little bit to charge that 6,000 milliamp battery that it has in it. So let's go ahead and talk about what's in the box. Of course, you're going to get the machine itself of accessories. You're going to get, this is an accessory little right here. I would call it like the crack and crevice type tool on your vacuum. And then you have these 4 accessories here, a little bit more finer nozzle, one that has on the sides, and then a really larger one right there. You're also going to get some brushes, almost like a toothbrush one, a little brush like this, bristles. Don't feel too bad on those. This one though, this little small one, definitely is feels a little rough, so I'd be careful with that one. And then you get one that you can actually have air to as you're brushing, which is pretty cool there. Now on a lot of the reviews on some of these, not this one particular, but they said that the attachments don't fit and they just fall out and those types of things. This one, I didn't have any issues with any of that. They fit in there, they weren't falling out, those types of things. So one thing to bring up, also in the box, you'll get an instructions card, a little 12-month warranty card, and you'll get a small little USB Type-C charging cable, which goes on the back right here. You will need to buy a little charging block. That's an extra accessory you'll have to get if you don't have one at home already. Just any charging block will work, and you can charge this up. All right, so operation is pretty simple on this. I'm just going to put one of the attachments on again. Probably one of my favorite ones right here. And like I said, operation is pretty easy. It does have this little LED display. Now it has your charging blocks right here, and then it also has your modes, 1, 2, 3. Of course, 1 is your first mode, 2 is your medium mode, and 3 is your high mode. Only the 2 and 3 modes will light up, and then it also has an LED light on the front so you can see what you're doing, and that's about it. So we can power it on right here with just a touch. You kind of have to touch and hold just a little bit, but it works pretty good. But we can just turn it on with that bottom right there, and you have your light right there. You can also just use it by turning it on like this. Now, it is loud. So it is loud. It's an air blower, so it is loud. But like I said, so you can use it without the light, but that light is on the bottom right here for you to be able to turn on and use right there. And it is pretty bright little light right there, but you can turn that off. And like I said, it does work. It blows air. It has 3 modes. Each mode feels like there's a little bit more content of air coming out, so that's good. I'll just demonstrate by blowing all this stuff around my desk off. So you can see that it doesn't work. It does have enough power to, knock the accessories down like it did and those types of things. So good enough for me. It does have enough power to blow the dust off your computer, the dander, all the little things that you get from using electronics. So it's pretty cool. And I did do a lot of research on a bunch of them. You can get them in the price range from $30 to $50. This one was at $30. I actually got this one, had a coupon for 50% off at the time. And so I got a great deal on it at half price. So I don't know if that deal will be available when you guys are seeing this video, but you will even at that $30 price point. I still would have splurged and picked it up. So it's a pretty good air duster. So far, so good. I tested it for a month because like I said, as I was looking through the reviews on multiple different brands of this, a lot of them said they get super hot, the attachments don't fit, they break down after 2 or 3 uses. I use this so far about a dozen times within a month's time, and so far so good with this model. That's all I can say, but so far it's been useful tech for me. On the Maxisola air duster, comes with, like I said, a lot of attachments and the charging cord. So far so good, and you know, that's what we got for that one at the price of $30. It's a value, and it's more tech. All right, so to wrap this video up, I just want to talk about, like I said, there's going to be a second episode of weird but useful tech coming up on DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. Hopefully you thought some of it was interesting, and maybe there might be an item that you might pick up. I will leave the reference links for all these items in the description, so check that out. And thank you so much for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, and share if this is helpful at all, and we'll see you really, really soon on my next video.